Hello and welcome. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Nautilus. So the Nautilus is a Class C exploration frigate. Um, so this is part of my Explorer line of ships, which are designed to be mid-game ships that will let you do basically whatever you want in Starfield. They need to perform in combat, they need to have some cargo capacity, and they need to go ahead and support any other endeavor that you might want. Now, for this, they are mid-game ships, which means that they're limited to Starship Design Rank 2 or less. This means that you should have everything that you need for one of these ships somewhere between the ranges of 20 and 40, depending upon exactly which pieces you want. Next, all the Explorer class ships have to have an armory, an infirmary, a science lab, a cargo hold, and then crew space for the crew. Anything that they have beyond that is basically just bonus. So the Nautilus here is an asymmetrical ship design that I came up with, and it was more about me trying to go ahead and do something with this kind of too wide Stroud configuration, and then I just decided to toss something off to the side. And that's how this ship was born. So now that we've kind of looked at it some, let's go ahead and do an interior tour. Now I am making use of the ship flip glitch here, however I am not using any mods that are required to build this ship. I am making use of one that makes all the parts available at my outpost landing pad, so I don't need to travel around. But if you want to copy this ship, you don't need any mods to be able to build it. So as you can see, we enter the Stroud landing bay from the kind of interior side. Here is also where our docker is, so this is the only way in and out of the ship. And then we go straight up and find ourselves into a Stroud armory. Next, we've got this door here, and we've got a ladder up, down, hallway across, and going back. So you are able to basically get anywhere else from here. So let's go back first. You can see right over here I have the science lab. And then a little bit further back there's the door over here, which is going to take us into the infirmary. Next, let's go down. Now, when I was originally designing this, I was hopeful that instead of having the ladder up and down here, I would have a door right here going into the companionway. However, that didn't work out, and that would be something I would change with the Place Doors Yourself mod. But this is just a 2x3 cargo hold hab. And this particular one is the Tayo. Then, coming straight on up here, we can pop ourselves up into the Tayo 2x3 galley, or mess hall, I should say. You can see we've got space for 12 people at the bench tables over here, a smaller private area with 4 tables in here, as well as a TV. Coming back here, it's a little relaxation area for the cooks. And then in here is the main kitchen itself. We've got the cooking station right here, plenty of countertop space, a secondary galley space right here, and then we have some refrigerators over here, as well as more food storage in this giant pantry. And more refrigerators. Nope, go down. No, not that far down. Okay, fine. Don't make me use the ladder. Alright, coming down this hallway, we find ourselves in the Nova Galactic Captain's Quarters. So this one, I chose the Nova Galactic one specifically because right up here is where we have our cockpit. And it just appears to me like there's a door that would like close right here. And that's kind of the captain's little private area, and the rest of this is fairly easy access through. Now coming back here, you can see that we have the 2 by um, 2 all in one. This one is a tile. And then there's a ladder going up right here into the tile 2 by 1 control room. Sorry, that's a 2 by 1 tile all in one, not 2 by 2. So control room, and then coming down here, we have this ladder going down, which is leading into the Stroud all-in-one. Going a little bit further back, and we have another Stroud all-in-one. So all in all, that makes 13 beds for this ship, which makes it a reasonably large exploration class ship. And as you can see here, there is a small amount of interior clipping with this top portion, but not in anywhere that you can actually walk. So I was okay with that. And of course, here's the cockpit. So interior tour done. Let's wander on back out. All right. So you can see here I am using 2 different color schemes, basically depending upon which side of the ship it is. So let's come on over here and grab this one, which is going to be a gray. No, not that. I don't know what I pressed. All right, gray, then a yellowish color, and then a golden color. Meanwhile, over here, we have same gold, more or less same yellow, but now we have a red. All right, now that we've got our colors in our palette, let's go ahead and see how this ship is built. Let me delete it, and then start with the landing bay. So the landing bay over here is immediately going into a companionway. And this is going to be the tile bottom B. And then this is leading up into the Stroud armory, configured like this. And then off the side of that armory, we have the tile companionway 1 by 1 mid. Then we're going to come on down here to the tile bottom B cargo hold and just slap that on there. Here, let's come back on up here to the Stroud 2 by 1s, and we're going to go ahead and add the science lab and then the infirmary. Just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the top B tile cargo hold, change that to the mess hall, and we're going to place that right there like that. So we've got a nice 3 tall sandwich going on. Now coming off of this companionway, let's go ahead and grab ourselves the Hope Tech cross brace. And this is going to connect to the Nova Galactic Captain's Quarters. And then off the back of that, we will go ahead and grab, this was the Tayo, where is it? Mid all-in-one berth. Then we have the Tayo top A, and this is going to be our control station. Pull that back one. And then on the bottom here, we have the Stroud, 2x1 all-in-one berths. Like so. Finally, to wrap things up here, right here I'm going to go ahead and grab my cockpit. Now, realistically, you can use whatever cockpit you like the most, but I was looking at this as an excuse to go ahead and run this Armstrong cockpit. Alright, and then finally, right over here, let's go ahead and grab our docker. And that is all the habitable spaces on this ship. So, now that we're done with that, let's come on over to our reactors. And as mentioned, I chose to make this a C-class ship and toss on a Fuser DC-4 to reactor. You could use another one if you wanted to, but 34 power is the most you get out of Starship Design Rank 2. Next, right next to the reactor, I'm going to toss my grav drive, and I ended up using the RD3000 Beta grav drive. Alrighty, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come back here and we are going to grab our engines. Now for this ship, I decided to use 3 of the SAE 5330 engines, arranged like so. Next up, let's go ahead and grab that landing gear. Now for this ship, I am only using 3 of the Hope 55 landing gears. We got 2 on this side and then 1 right behind the cross brace over here. Alrighty. Now then, fuel. For this ship, I'm using the H10 Atlas tanks, and I just have those attached right here to the back of this set of engines. So effectively, you can think of this is the primary working pod, and this is the basically most of the ship, and then over here we have kind of the habitation pod. Alrighty, so what are we going to do next? We have everything that we need except for the shield. So let's go ahead and toss that shield on right here. And again, if you've got it, use the Vanguard, but if you don't join the Vanguard, at Starship Design Rank 2, the Odin 3040 Sea Shield generator is the best that you have available. And I literally just tossed that on top of the cross brace. And this, by the way, is also why I'm using the Hope Tech cross brace and not the Nova Galactic one, because it does have those connection points top and bottom. Alrighty then. Next up, let's go ahead and grab our cargo. So for this ship, I have 2 pieces of cargo. I just have 2 of the Caravel V103 cargos, just tossed on the side right over here. And that's it. Now, let's go ahead and do most of the rest of the work. The structural tab. So, let's see here. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and toss some equipment plates up here. And then I'm going to come on down to the Stroud Cap A's. So I will note this particular grav drive does not have any connection points front or back. So we can't just connect it directly there. It has to be connected to something else, like the adjacent cap. Next up, right here, let's go ahead and grab the nose cap D. Note I'm using the cap D here because it does have the weapon mount on the side. Then I'm going to come on back here and do the rear variants. Just like so. And that is more or less the shape of the working side. So let's go ahead and come on down. And I want the tile pieces. Nope, I need like this. All right. And now that I have that in place, I'm going to remove this cockpit for a quick second. And then I'm going to come on up here to the Nova. I'm going to grab the Nova cowling. Alright, now why I moved this up here is because without this, I cannot flip glitch this into place. There's nothing to attach it to. And you'll see it's not attached. But if I put this right here, now that works. And then I will come down here and take this, duplicate it upwards. Put that right on the bottom. Then I'm going to take this cowling and flip it into place back here. There we go. Alright, next up, the Nova Wing. So I decided to go ahead and put the Nova Wing in front of the Hope Tech crossbrace. Next, now that I have that in place, I'm going to pull this off and pull off the crossbrace. And on the back of this Nova Wing, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Hope Tech Nose B. Now this part isn't really necessary, I just thought it looked kind of weird to have this right in front of this without any kind of filly there. So I went ahead and did this. Okay, guess I need to put it in this way. There we go. And now I need to pull these out of the way. And then flip that into place and flip that into place. And it doesn't want to go, so duplication glitch it into place. And again, this is unnecessary. It just kind of fills this little gap area and makes it seem more cohesive. Next up, right over here, I'm going to go ahead and toss on a horizon weapon mount. And then coming from here along the back, I have the Deimos bumper. Like so. Alright, just do a quick check to see if I'm missing anything. I don't believe I am. Oh, Stroud engine bracer. See, missing one other thing. Alright, so this is the ship before I go ahead and add weapons. Now, one of the things that I will note about this is that the basic design here will let you go ahead and swap this reactor out for, say, a Class A or a Class B reactor. And then it's just a matter of downsize, your shield and your engines. However, there's enough going on here that if we are to downsize, um, we're also going to need to be cutting cargo. So I'm not sure that this is a great ship to go ahead and do a no piloting skill, or not no piloting skill, no starship design skill. Without starship design, you could still go ahead and run the Fuser DC-401 and then the SAE 5110s. So you can still get kind of the Class C ship without any ranks of starship design, but um, you, you also lose these landing gears, which makes up a big part of the whole ship's shape. So, as such, I'm not going to be showing a less skill-intensive variation. Now then, let's talk weapons. So, first things first, I have the Eradicator 75 auto neutron beams. Got 3 of these. Then, check to see. I have the Ravager 20 MEV auto electron beams. And then finally, I have the PBO 300 auto alpha beams. So between these, I can go ahead now and plop the Class A weapons. What is that attached to? Kind of right here in the middle, the Class C weapons on the nose cap and on top of these equipment plates. And then the Class B alpha beams right up here. And then here I need to, okay, so that just fits right there, but right here it does not fit. So I either need to go ahead and do some duplication glitching, or I can drop this into place. And the way I do that is I hover over it where it's not going to go in, and then while moving it I can press down one and release at the same time, and that will just drop it into place right there. Sometimes. We'll give it one more try. Okay, it is not wanting to drop into place today, so let's go ahead and pull this off. And then I'm going to pull this armory off. And then I'm going to duplicate this grav drive up. And then toss that on. Oh, come on. There we go. And now I can delete that. And everything's connected. And then toss that on. Alright, now that everything's connected, I have one error. I need to assign my weapons. There we go. I have spent more. What extra did I toss on here? I have no idea. Alright, well, whatever. Let's go ahead and paint this ship. So, as mentioned, um, the primary color was these grays and yellow and golds. And then I went ahead over here and just selected everything coming out. Just like so. And then I changed this gray color 1 to a red, but kept the other two colors the same. And that is the ship. So let's go ahead, accept. I'm betting I just grabbed like a wrong hab or something like that. Ah, yes, I have the 2x3 cargo B instead of the cargo A. Oh well. Alright, so now that we are out here, let's adjust our power. Alright, and now that we've done that, let's head on out to Serpentis to see how this ship performs. Alright. That's one down. Let's dart away really quick to let our shields recharge some. And more importantly, our weapons. There we go. And we can see that against two opponents, performs admirably, even brawling. Now, somewhere around here, go ahead and just pop on over and grab any ship parts that we can find. There we go. Wee bonk. Mineral, 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 mineral. And here is where the loot from the Vigil 3 ended up. Perfect. Two ship parts from that one. Alright. Let's go ahead and check out the sensor contact. Which is mineral deposits. Yeah, don't care. Let's go see if we can find some friends to party with. Looks like we've got 3 of them. Whoop. I am pretty sure. Alright. So, and a 3-on-1. The ship struggles a little bit, which is to be expected. It's still not something that you can just dive in and brawl with, at least when you're heavily outnumbered. 1 or 2 ships, go for it. So if you're expecting more significant resistance, dart away and alright. There you go. Took out his engines. Alright, so that's 1 down. And now we can probably go ahead and dive in and brawl with the 2 remaining. Alright. And he boosted. And took out his engines with some lucky shots, but not going to bother with boarding. There we go. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one.